do with that sign said, please, for the
I
love?
don't know. I think please send nudes.
Yeah, and I think they've got to go to, is it at That's Admirable, is where they need to go. Correct?
Yeah, no, that's not where they need to go. Welcome back.
Yes.
Welcome
Yeah.
Yep, to SeatStory. Of course, I'm joined by Raven and by Strife Crow. And man, what a day of matches it has been so far.
Yeah.
Strife, how are you doing?
I'm doing better now that I had some time to recover from another first round loss. That's what I do apparently now.
Well, I mean, that's the life of a streamer, right?
That is the life of a meme
I mean,
streamer.
look at what just happened to Forsen. He fell to
He lost?
ECOP in that series.
Hey, what? I mean, that was so weird. I didn't see the last. I thought he stabilized and then he died. I don't know.
Yeah, ECOP drew Mortal Strike. He top calculated Mortal Strike.
Okay. But wasn't he at more than 6? I don't know. It's so weird.
Apparently not.
Okay. Apparently
I'm pretty sure you can't put someone to 2 and just say you've won.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Go. You're 2. Yep,
The
you got
first
me.
to 2, right? Oh, okay. I didn't know we
Yeah.
were playing those rules.
Yeah, so Amaz versus AKAWonder, the next match here. And I feel like this is a really big one. Amaz coming off some pretty significant surgery from
Oh, yeah, I heard
recovering for
about
this.
that.
I'm curious if he's 100% for this. I asked him earlier how he was feeling, and he said, oh, you know, it hurts to sit and stand, but I'm good.
So it just hurts.
It's kind of the gist of it, yeah.
I mean, he better be recovered. Amaz is like the last Asian male standing right now, and we're kind of funneling our hopes and dreams into him. So
When you say we, is that,
we, as in
Literally
me and
you.
the other Asians.
and that's it?
Yeah, that's it. That's
Wow.
how we roll.
I see how it is.
Yeah.
I'm not allowed to root for Amaz? Is that what's going
No,
on?
I would be happy if you were.
That's
for
fine,
Amaz.
Strife.
If you
I'll
can
root
channel
for-
your energy too. It's perfect for us.
I'll
It's
root
better
for
us.
AKAWonder.
There you
It's
go.
okay,
Now you're not American anymore.
Wow.
That was quick.
Isn't he Canadian?
The rules have changed
Wait,
since
what?
the
No,
Amaz-
now you're not from NA anymore. There you go.
Oh, I see. It's
Yeah,
just-
NA got to root for NA.
See, if you keep expanding this way, then I can root for Amaz. So I'm liking
Yeah,
the
you
direction.
can.
It's
You
like I
should
root
root
for
for
someone who
Amaz.
lives on Earth. You should be allowed to do that.
A few years you won't be able to. There's the airlines that are going to Mars right now. Buy those one-way tickets.
Do you ever do that?
No, I would not. That sounds insane.
Internet's not good enough.
I would consider it.
How would you go
probably.
to SeatStory if you
I would
lived on Mars?
yeah, I wouldn't go to
Well, they-
SeatStory.
Wow.
I mean,
if
if
you
I was
live
on
on
Mars,
Mars,
I
yeah.
would probably not travel to
Probably
Earth to
can't
go
do
to
anything.
SeatStory.
'Cause you're on Mars.
But depending on how fun Mars is, I might consider it.
There's probably no internet,
Yeah, but
or it's really laggy.
Oh, I kind of love the way that so we're getting into the first game and we just got some cool music intro there. I didn't hear that before.
Yeah, I actually wrote this piece
Oh, nice.
45 seconds before we went live.
Nice.
Okay.
And you're playing it right now. You can't see this on camera, but Admirable's actually
Beatboxing
the old
it.
yeah. It's got to see on the old DJ.
You're wondering how I'm beatboxing it and speaking at the same time.
He's pretty good. It's pretty good.
It's a Strife. It's Reno Warlock versus Druid, and very apparently a Kun Druid.
Yeah.
What's your take on this matchup?
it looks like AKAWonder is like thinking of the mulligan. I think he's thinking whether he wants to drop Reno because against both Jade and against the Malagos Warlock, the Kun combo, you're kind of all in, right? The Jade will grow too much and you'll just die. Oftentimes when I play Warlock here, I just like play Draxus on 9 with like 25 health just to all in them more. So yeah, he dropped Reno. It's just no matter what kind of druid it is, the standard archetypes, the Warlock is the aggressor here, so he just decided to drop Reno. I think it's both druids are favored against Warlock.
Yeah, and that's just a product of the fact that they're building too much. And if you have too much of a build, what's an extra 20 or so life going to do for you? You're probably just dead on board.
Yeah, you will lose to the 30 burst combo from Malagos or just the Jade Golems being at 11, 12, 12. You just can't beat that even with whatever you have in your deck. It doesn't matter. So I think the best way to pressure is Mountain Giant, Twilight Drake, Kazakis, some 5-mana potions.
Yeah, Emperor
They can do
Thorison.
cool things. Yeah.
Just stuff.
Yeah, you pretty much
Stuff.
need to just like curve out basically.
Yeah.
And just put on so much pressure that they can't really deal with it as Druid. Can't normally deal with a relatively wide board or even just can't really deal with much, right? As Druid, you know, you kind of you hope to let your opponent deal with you as opposed to the other way around.
Yeah, I mean with Druid, you're just not fighting very well from behind at all.
That's how you gotta capitalize to win this matchup from the Reno Warlock's side. Doesn't really have anything yet. Amaz is a slow opening though, so it might actually give AKAWonder some time. He's playing a Kun Aviana combo, but I don't think AKAWonder knows what kind of druid he's playing against at the moment.
At this point, I think he would begin to suspect that it would be Kun. I mean, he hasn't seen any Jade cards. No Jade Blossom. It'd be pretty tough for Amaz to have that poor of a hand with the Jade build, I imagine.
Actually, Amaz has like this kind of weird, like double nourish Azure Drake hand. In this kind of hand, you can kind of consider using one of your nourishes for ramp here instead of draw. I mean, almost always in this deck you do use it for draw because you're trying to get that combo in your hand.
But like this spot for here, for instance.
Oh, perfect.
This is like a perfect coin nourish turn.
Yeah. You can't drop a minion into Doomsayer, so you might as well get more mana. I'd be super surprised if he got cards here when he has this much
Just
cards.
draws with 8 in hand. I need to find this wild growth.
As well, like, this is kind of crazy because Doomsayer is actually super powerful in Reno because you can combine it with things like Dirty Rat as well and really just get some awkward value for your opponent, especially in this deck. Imagine if you could like just Dirty Rat into like Aviana with Doomsayer down to just clear it up. There's some big moments there, and Amaz being able to just use the Nourish quite happily for ramp just means like he just got away with that Doomsayer pretty easily there.
Yeah, if you have extra mana, you can use your later nourishes to basically draw cards and do other stuff in the same turn. So it's still nice to have more mana, even if you're just trying to nourish.
Just sieging him down. Snowballs here.
We'll get there in the end. Oh my god.
What if there was like a random snowball that dealt like a point of damage?
Well, do you remember they had that card? Was it something like the woodpecker like 5,000?
It was that
if you clicked on it,
it was a chick. Every time you moused over it, it dealt you a point of damage. So the problem with that is like with Molten Giants, you could just play it and then like mouse over it a bunch and then drop 2 Molten Giants. That card would have been broken.
Also, the problem with that is just the fact that in a card game, it's if you mouse over this, it does something. Like, truly ridiculous. Siphon Soul coming out there, though, to clear up the Ancient War, and that's kind of a big deal as well, because outside of Blast Potion, then there's no direct removal now for the big threats to come out later on.
Fortunately for Amaz, like this kind of play isn't as bad for him as it looks because, if AKAWonder had more stuff on board and you Siphon, you just pushing all that damage, you're trading 7 mana for 6 mana, so you're not losing that much from mana perspective, and you're only taking the 4 damage on board. So that was like certainly a good play from AKAWonder's side, but it was not as bad as it should be normally here.
Yeah, it felt more like a force from Amaz than from AKAWonder. AKAWonder's pretty much he's relegated to making that play. Like if he leaves that on board, he's going to get run over.
Yeah, and Amaz has this cool like kind of a Fandral combo with Nourish here. You don't really need the mana, but it's still nice to have something left over.
The
3
refund.
mana, the refund.
Let you Wrath or something.
Yeah, exactly. So just looks like he's going to play some board to contest before he goes for the Fandral Nourish play. So how can AKAWonder pressure here? He's clearly all in. He's trying to make some plays here. Let's see. He can do something like Shadow Bolt, the Azure Drake. There's not a lot of like great moves here. His hand is very situational. That's a problem with pressuring with Reno Lock. You don't have that many minions that you can just drop other than Twilight Drake and Mount Giant.
Yeah. I mean, being the 1 mana off is a big deal here because the Abyssal Enforcer plus Mortal Coil would have been disgusting. But in this turn, he's kind of being pushed into an awkward spot here, and so he's just healing up this second-rate Bruiser to try to trade off. And
just demand the trade pretty much.
And that's a tough spot. And now Amaz picks up Raven Idol. So
looking for Wrath here would be amazing.
Yeah.
I actually Raven Idol's pretty good too. So.
I mean, look at his hand as well.
Those are some good draws.
This is literally Malygos away from just game ending at this point. Already got double Moonfire and Swipe available to him as well.
Yeah, combo is basically Aviana, Coon, then you have 10 mana left over, and you have the Aviana effect. So you can play all your whatever minions you want for 1 mana each.
He gets Feral Rage here.
He even has the Jungle Moonkin. It's like a kind of alternate Malygos. Yeah. But you can actually combine that with Malygos, and then you have 7 spell damage.
Well, look at the turn here where Amaz, he can grab Feral Rage and then use Feral Rage with the Innervate, take out the second-rate Bruiser, trade over the Earthen Ring Farseer, or rather the other way around so he takes less damage, and then he has Fandral on board with Aviana Coon in hand.
What do you think about this swipe? Because he has a mini Malygos, and then you can go Aviana Coon, Jungle Moonkin, swipe.
Right.
That's a lot of damage still. So I guess he just decides to take the swipe instead. Let's count damage. So he has 2 spell power 19? From that. So he has 4 spells. That's
20, right?
That's 8 from spells. 18 damage. So not quite enough.
19 with hero power as well.
Once you start adding in Malygos, that's infinite damage.
If he draws Malygos, the game is ended.
Yeah, so Amaz just 1 Malygos away from victory with all his swipes.
So AKAWonder, is this a spot where he feels like he needs to to like get Dirty Rat as quickly as possible. It's just going to be pure pressure.
Oh, yeah, yeah. Actually, we forgot to bring that up. That is actually the main way to win because, so I guess you have two ways to win. One is if you can just pressure that Mountain Giant. Oh.
I went with Blood Mage now. So Aviana Kun, and then he has Jungle Moonkin Blood Mage with double swipe and double Moonfire. So it's 10 from the base. Then he's getting +3 to 4 spells. So that's 22 damage.
That's
so
lethal.
Amaz is lethal.
Yeah, just like that. Wow. And this is the power of this deck as well. Like, even, without the Moonkin, it was a hell of a lot of damage. And you don't necessarily need Malygos to win. It's just a huge combo anyway. And even after this, there needs to be literally twisting Nether to deal with this board.
Just giving him some kung fu. Just karate chopping him in half.
I like that little, like, cute little jungle Panther tech here, Jungle Moonkin, just because you don't always have Malygos. And with the Jungle Moonkin, since you're usually behind with this kind of deck, what you can do is you can drop it and use one of your swipes to AoE down the board, leaving this minion for your opponent to deal with. It doesn't really matter if they have spell power that much since you only have one minion. Spell power is usually scared with AoE effects.
It works out really well from the Raven Idol there, right? It's kind of crazy.
Oh, that was from his Raven Idol?
Yeah,
oh, I thought that was on his deck.
No,
yeah.
Okay. I was going to say, that might be a cool tech card, though. It kind of makes sense.
It could be for like
it.
a one-up for the extra damage.
I might actually,
So imagine like putting Curator in the build.
Yeah.
So you can always draw a dragon, and then you can always draw Jungle Moonkin.
Yeah, that's actually pretty cute.
If only there was a Murloc you could put in there.
Yeah, maybe. I
they're
guess
all bad. That
just put like the Oracle in there, just to draw it, right?
Oh, here's what we put in a Finja, and then we add a couple of War Leaders and some Bluegill Warriors, and then bam! Okay. It's like a multi-dynamic attack, right?
Or
and it won't suffer from consistency whatsoever.
I actually saw a Murloc Druid deck get posted on Twitter today.
Yeah, I actually did too. It looked pretty sweet.
I can't remember who posted it.
So if you're an AKAWonder spot here, like that particular loss kind of has to be no sweat off your back. Like you pretty much expect to lose that one.
Pretty much, yeah. Kind of sucks that you queued that up against the, Druid first, but it's just something you have to deal with in this format. Or in any format.
Yeah.
The first match is just you got to queue something.
Yeah, there's some weird mind games going on there as well because the Druid deck does so well versus the Reno deck. Yeah. AKAWonder probably presumed Amaz wouldn't queue the Druid deck straight away to have it as a counter pick because it's last hero standing, right? So, I don't know if it went to that, that kind of level of thinking, but I would normally presume like a hard counter deck would just be saved because if you lose with it, against like something else, and you've just blown your whole strategy, right?
Yeah. I always like to assume those mind games are going on just because it's more entertaining to me.
Yeah.
Like Amaz, this is like where he found most of his success early on in Hearthstone was in Last Hero Standing.
Yeah.
This Druid isn't really like a one-trick wonder either. It's actually a pretty strong deck overall.
Yeah.
Like it's it has better matchups than Jade Druid against like face decks like Pirates because Jade like ramp is too slow, and this combo you're not really like comboing them, but stuff like Kun is pretty good for armor, and then you just have more removal, and you're not going to go for those like Jade slow cards.
It's just a more flexible deck.
Yeah, you have more
right?
removal, so you have like extra Moonfires and Living Roots and stuff.
So Dragon Warrior versus Kun Druid.
This is interesting. I think Dragon Warrior is pretty favored, though. I think Kun Druid is probably pretty good against Pirate Warrior in some ways, just because that's like so one-dimensional. You can out-heal it and remove everything. But for kind of like a mid-range deck like Dragon Warrior, where they're kind of having a lot of like mid to late game, but they're also kind of aggressive. It's like, I think this is the sweet spot where it's like the perfect counter to this kind of Druid.
Yeah, and as well, a lot of the minions are just a bit too big to remove easily, right? You know, even just Twilight Guardians, not a lot of attack, but 6 health is kind of awkward for a Druid to deal with anyway.
Yeah, it's like not too slow. Like maybe something like Dragon Priest might be a little too slow. It's kind of fast as well now, but Dragon Warrior is definitely faster than Dragon Priest. So for a mid-range deck, this is kind of perfect here.
Yeah.
Wow, this is an interesting start for Amaz here. I mean, Wild Growth, of course, one of the stronger ones you can have, but it stands very quickly building to once again look like Nourish for ramp might be the choice here.
Yeah, I guess Warriors aren't really running Execute anymore. So if you get the 9 mana and just slam down Malygos and then just swipe next turn instead of comboing.
Die. You just win.
Instead of comboing next turn in the same, you can just instead of comboing the same turn, you just combo over 2 turns.
Yeah, it's just like, can you deal 12 damage to Malygos? If you can, you're probably losing a lot of board. If you can't, well, guess what? You're losing a lot of board.
Yeah, one swipe away from it from one of the players being a little bit upset. Okay, so AKAWonder off to a pretty reasonable start here. Doesn't have much to do on turn 3, but does have the Twilight Guardian to buff the Twilight Guardian and then to go in Corruptor as well. So from what we talked about earlier in terms of pressure, AKAWonder's looking pretty okay for now.
Yeah, AKAWonder
just wants a 3-drop, right?
He took Life Tap. He actually had access to Steady Shot. Those are generally the best two hero powers. In some of the previous like slower matchups against Control, where I think I did favor Life Tap. I'm not exactly sure against Druid because your life is actually kind of scary sometimes, and I don't know. It almost seems like I'm not too sure. It might be kind of close, right?
Yeah.
Between Steady Shot here and Life Tap.
I like taking the life tap here because if he doesn't draw a 3-drop, he's almost certainly life tapping. So when he life taps, it's just going to give him more gas to make sure that he can land Twilight Guardian and then Blackwing Corruptor and then Twilight Guardian again. So that Dragon could be really important. And then also in the event that Amaz has some significant removal, it means that AKAWonder can fight back against that with card economy. And if he's taking Steady Shot, he's pretty much committing to the plan of Steady Shotting Amaz.
Just all in, yeah.
And if that's the case, maybe Amaz stabilizes with Feral Rage, or maybe he stabilizes with a Kun for armor. So I actually would tend to favor the life tap here.
And I think as well, in terms of the health effect life tap has on AKAWonder here, is that if you get late enough for the combo to come out, you're probably dead regardless of being on, you know, like the few hero powers you're going to weave in. Because an extra 6, maybe even 8 health probably doesn't really change anything if it's going to late game and the Druid's trying to burst you anyway, so it's okay here.
Yeah, that's a good point, especially missing your 3-drop, right? Like if you had a 3 and a 4 and a 5, maybe just take Steady Shot for you later, but if you're actually needing a 3, you might as well tap here.
Yeah, and a real decision in front of AKAWonder this turn as well. This is not an easy turn.
So you pretty much have to kill Fandral this early in the game.
Oh, yeah.
As a mid-range deck, not a face deck, so has to find a way. This is... The only way to kill it on board is trade your old board and the weapons.
So it's either forego the Fiery War Axe or it's forego the rest of my board.
I think the rest of the board is easily worth it because of a card called Swipe. You know, like, you know, if you try and save the board,
it dies anyway.
Yeah, exactly. You can get blown out super big, and like you said, you've got to kill Fandral one way or another because of Nourish. So.
Amaz has Aviana, Kun, and Malagos already. and Auctioneer in hand. I think this is definitely a ramp.
He is ramping. He is definitely ramping. You even if you don't have any spells, you just play everything, and that's a lot of minions. That's a 7/7, 4/12, and a 5/5.
Well, we actually saw in the first or second series of the day, one of the first 2 series of the day, like Hafu was in a very similar situation and used the Nourish to ramp, but Hafu didn't have the Gadget, Zan, and Wrath to follow it up with. So it was very much she had the 3 legendaries and then hoped to just get there, and it wasn't fast enough. He just got a little bit caught out by not having the cards, but because of that Gadget, Zan, and Wrath, it's actually, you know, really useful that you can just guarantee at least play those 2 cards for the following turn and cycle into potentially even more damage.
Right, and so in that spot, it means that AKAWonder, he's almost certainly dropping Blackwing Corruptor next turn. Yeah. So when that happens, a Moonfire pickup, a Living Roots pickup, another Innervate pickup, like all those cards for Amaz suddenly become very significant draws because of the Auctioneer Wrath.
Yeah.
I like Corrupting Face here. You just want to activate your Dragonite Crusher next turn, and I think that gives you the best chance of activating it by Blackwing Corrupting Face here.
I think the thing is as well, like, what are you planning on using Corruptor on, if not Face, right, at this point, to just continue to curve very heavily? I think it always goes Face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think this is a pretty straightforward turn for AKAWonder. There's a good reason that he's taking his time and seeing if Fiery War Axe actually outputs more damage long term. And that's what he was doing. He's looking at turn 6 and turn 7. Do I output more damage by waiting?
Raven Idol's pretty nice.
This is a spicy hand.
This is scary, too, because you're at 16. You're facing down 9 power on board, and you can't coin Aviana this turn because you don't have the mana to play Kun. So the question is, what do you do?
I think you Raven Idol first, right?
I think you want to do this because you want to swipe, right? So you want to be able to coin combo next turn and swipe the board.
Wow.
And Innervate, does that change anything?
Yeah, Moonfire.
Naturalize actually might even be better because you can use it this turn to clear the 5/4, so you can.
Well, you can coin as well, so you could coin Wrath Moonfire, or he could save the Moonfire.
No, but
I think you actually innovate and save coin, right? Next turn you do not need innovate because you can coin Aviana combo.
Yeah, you could be right.
So you don't need Innovate. So you use Innovate this turn, potentially draw, you know, another Wrath or Living Roots, for example. You can Wrath Living Roots. You save coin and then try and get some kind
He's
of
going for Naturalize.
Kind of swipe.
He says have your cards.
Yeah.
What do I care?
Okay. Wow, Living Roots.
This
oh my god.
Yeah, and then now the Wrath can kill a minion and draw a card sometimes for Amaz on the following turn. So he actually doesn't have to coin or Innovate in this spot.
No, he doesn't. Yeah, you can definitely hold it here, especially just because the Gadget Exam requires an answer. So if it's not, if it's being answered, then it's less damage to face, which gives you way more leeway next turn.
Yeah, it's actually really smart to take that naturalize there. Like, how is AKAWonder going to spend his cards?
It doesn't
Amaz
matter
has a
once
turn?
you get the thing.
Yeah.
It's only scary if they roll into burn. There's not a lot of burn. There's like Corcorons mostly and Outstar's Champion. Those just kind of scary cards left over in their hand.
It's 16 though. You got to feel fine.
Amaz actually could have lethal here because he can cycle the Wrath and still kill minions. And then 21, he has a Living Roots for 7. If he needs one more spell here. If he gets another nuke from the Wrath cycled, it is lethal.
Here we go. So you're about to see the lovely combo in effect of playing Aviana Kun and Malygos and having 8 mana to spare, 10 with the Innovate as well. Okay, Feral Rage.
Is that
it
enough?
gets through, right?
Yeah, with Innervate, it's enough mana to Hero Power as well. So it's 14 from the Living Roots, and then 4 more from the Feral Rage. It's 18. Wait a minute, no.
14 plus
4
5,
plus
19.
5. Yeah, so
You could go all in and stop them from life tapping. That's not important.
I think, don't you ever, do you not just always Feral Rage? Is there any way you die, right? I'm wondering whether you can just Feral Rage for armor, because how does the warrior deal with these minions, right? Like, he can't kill Malygos, Kun, and Aviana.
Well, there's no point in Feral Raging now. You can't die next turn. The only way you die is if you didn't Living Roots the 5/4. If you didn't Living Roots
if you
the
went
minion,
double Living Roots face, then you Feral.
then you might die. But here, now that he already used one of his Living Roots for removal, I think I can just get beyond Hero Power face here and just, there's...
Oh, he's going for the 4 attack.
Oh, okay.
Interesting.
Whoa.
Yeah, he wants to make sure there's no way that AKAWonder
Can do
kill his
anything.
board. Yeah.
Okay.
And there is literally nothing. I'm pretty sure outside of not even Deathwing. We're on turn 7 for AKAWonder here, guys. 7 mana. This combo is on the board. The board has been cleared, and Amaz still has cards.
Yeah, it's once again some Kung Fu.
Kung Fu. I like it. I'm gonna use
every time this happens, you just karate chop everything down. It just all dies.
Yeah. And look at this board.
Kung Fu Druid.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happened here. Does Amaz actually have lethal next turn? He seems to have a lot. He actually has. Yeah, definitely lethal.
And he's still got like swipes in the deck as well. So I think he's got
It's a mere
2
16
swipes
plus
and 1
7 at the
Moonfire.
moment.
Plenty of damage.
AKAWonder can live on board, but the question is how does he actually win the game? And so I think what he's looking at is if he plays Twilight Guardian and then uses Fiery War Axe on face, is this ever enough damage to get there?
Depends what he runs, right? Not 100% on exactly what AKAWonder's running in this deck. But it's going to be tough because, if he doesn't deal with Aviana, then any minion he draws is going to be easy 1 mana. And there's still Azure Drakes in the deck as well, which can make things a hell of a lot worse.
I think this is the set for Ragnaros next turn. Because you can get them to 10 and then attack them to 7, even with the Hero Power, they're at 8. So that's the best way to win. Only way to win is
1 mana Ancient of War. It's pretty decent.
It's actually good that stops the Ragnaros because of the Fire War Axe. So Ragnaros is not a win anymore.
Yeah, that's a crazy draw.
Yeah.
That's exactly what you need. I imagine AKAWonder's not going to be too far away from the old concede button at this point.
Yeah, I think you just attack Kun over or you use Living Roots.
You might as well Living Roots it. There's no difference.
They're never going to kill the minions, right?
No, I mean, if you have to kill because you have more minion damage and spell damage, so you might as well use the spell to kill the minion, use your minions to kill the
Is
base.
there ever a reason to kill the 2/2 here? Like, is there any weird execute combos that could kill him, or?
I don't know.
Not on 8 mana.
I think it's fine or whatever.
He would need to have 10 mana, execute, hit face.
Amaz is going to make sure there's absolutely no way.
But the Fairy Dragon draw.
Double Mortal Strike!
Imagine that. Oh my god.
AKAWonder down 2-0 now. Amaz putting up game with this Druid build.
Yeah, nice Druid build. Amaz actually has practiced. He's told me he practiced this Druid a lot and did a lot of tweaking for this deck list to come with the optimal Kung Fu Druid. Yeah.
I mean, it's going well so far, too. The thing that's most interesting to me is his Raven Idols have given him some pretty interesting options, and he's taken ones that I think a lot of players wouldn't have initially taken, and they paid off super well. Like, taking that Naturalize saved him a burn spell. It saved him an Innervate. The extra cards did nothing for AKAWonder in that spot. I mean, how often do you pick Naturalize off of Raven Idol?
Yeah, not often is my answer to that question.
What about Jungle Moonkin?
Jungle Moonkin, more of a consideration because of what you can do with this deck, but I completely agree. I think having the experience of potential reach with this deck is actually pretty good.
Wow. That is a sick hand from Amaz.
Work.
You really like four attack minions in this matchup, so Druid Claw is perfect.
He drops the second Wild Growth.
I think you never keep 2 Wild Growths as Druid.
Even against Priest?
I
Because
don't
in this
know.
situation, he can go
You really
Coin
want
Wild
to
Growth,
in the Wild Growth
and then he
and
Wild
the
Growths the
Druid
next
Claw.
turn, and then he plays Druid of the Claw.
Well, he
and
got
and
it
the game
anyways.
says, no, Amaz, you want this Wild Growth back.
That was
This is
his
why
hand,
he did
now
it. He
do
just swapped it out for a minute to get the second Druid of the Claw because, hey, it's a 4-attack minion, right? Why not? It's very funny. There was a matchup very similar to this that happened earlier today where it was when, I think, Druid of the Claw into
Azure Drake.
Azure
right?
Drake. Yeah. I was
Because
like,
Hoffa is playing
what
that
is
one.
a priest's worst nightmare? This board.
Still no Shadow Word Azure Drake.
Shadow Word Azure Drake, yeah. That'd be a good card.
Yeah, Druid of the Claw.
Neutral spell.
It is stopping the buck right here. There's nothing in AKAWonder's deck that really suits this spot very well, aside from Cabal Talon Priest.
I still want to see a
Cabal
priest
Talons.
card come out that is kill a 4-attack minion, and that's all it does. It'd be so good.
The picture has to be an Azure Drake.
Yeah, it's literally just Azure Drake. Oh my god.
I feel like with 2 Azure Drakes in her hand here, you have so much card draw that I can get behind just throwing down all your minions here instead of playing Northshire and healing. Because you don't need card draw that much with this hand with 2 Azure Drakes, and you do need pressure, so I like the double minion here a little bit more.
Is there any merit to like the Ooze and then like run Blackwing Technician in and heal it?
Okay, that actually makes sense.
Yeah, just to allow for the trade to happen on Amaz's turn
Yeah.
instead of yours.
I will say I really do like playing the Ooze here because it's a card that's pretty much dead in this matchup, and right now it's representing 3 damage on board. But how important is it to get like Draconid Operative maybe and have like your own swipe or your own Wrath to try to swing the board? I mean, is that worth ever consideration to you?
I mean, I don't think so. I don't think you can plan to top deck Dragon
Yeah,
Operative.
I was going to say, if someone told you your next card is, operative, then you'd be like, oh, okay, sure.
No, but
we
then you
don't
would draw
definitely play the
anyways.
Ooze.
Yeah.
Then you would draw next turn anyways
Yeah,
without the
true,
Northshire.
true.
So
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, that's like...
your second to next card is
Yeah,
Dragon
there you go.
Operative.
There you go. Thanks.
I think
we'll
this
fix
is,
it.
so no charge either. I did to some expect a charge here, but I guess from Amaz's perspective, AKAWonder continues to invest into card draw. He's just going to pull so far ahead on board, there's not any coming back.
And the problem as well is if a charge came down now, if charge went into Blackwing, then just Holy Nova just completely blows you out.
Yeah, I was thinking run over the Northshire.
Yeah, true.
Yeah. But
I mean, Holy Nova's still...
But the thing about it is this taunt, I think, is better because where can AKAWonder fit in a hero power again this turn? Like, unless he's got a second technician.
Well, if he does, you're feeling fine, right? Because he's probably doing something pretty bad with his turn.
Right, it's like
Yeah.
unless he's got second technician or Cabal
Yeah.
Talon Priest, which I think it's pretty clear he didn't have either of those cards, given how weak his last turn was.
Yeah, you just don't care if they heal that much, right? You don't. So you'd rather have 2 extra health in your Druid of the Claw.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, Maz just kind of this matchup. The important key thing in this matchup is to get the Malagos swipe. Malagos swipe clears everything.
Yeah.
And pretty much everything. You can deal 9. Is it 9 damage? 9 damage to 1 minion, 6 to the other.
Yeah.
So you can kill that 1 minion that kept getting
It's a
buffed.
little bit better than Dragonfire Potion to get those two.
A little bit.
So he does have Malagos and Swipe. He just doesn't have the man to play in the same turn, which is that. Actually, the more I think about it, you don't even need to play in the same turn.
Yeah, what's Priest going to do?
Priest can't kill Malagos.
Most Dragon Priests
Sometimes.
actually generally don't play in Tomb either
Uh-huh.
as well. So he's not. I mean, I don't think if you're going into a tournament where deck lists are hidden, I don't think playing around in Tomb is like good enough because I
Yeah.
just think if he doesn't have it, you just win most of the time. So
Yeah, I think the important thing is for Amaz to land it on a board where AKAWonder doesn't have a significant amount of power out. Because
Exactly.
at any point he's got 8 power, the Draconid Operative does threaten Feral Rage or Swipe at Malagos. So I think he's pretty likely to wait in a lot of situations until he can either play Malagos and then Moonfire something significant to protect it, or he just gets the Aviana and Kun combo and just absolutely
goes
demolishes
straight.
the
Yeah.
board.
I mean, he does have Moonfire available, so he can make the play next turn of dropping down Malagos, killing off pretty much any minion,
Yeah.
and then going off from there. And this Azure Drake's going to be kind of difficult to deal with as far as Amaz is concerned, but obviously we can see AKAWonder actually has a swipe. So he has that favored priest card that can deal with a 4-attack minion.
This is a really interesting spot, and I was actually just about to reference attacking this Draconid Operative here, because this literally reminds me of a play, Strife Crow, I saw you do 3 years ago, where you did this to a Sylvanas, and it looked very strange. But the way that it panned out with how your hand was set up,
Yeah.
you would not have had time to hero power and attack it again. So you made the play preemptively and just ate the damage, knowing that fighting for the board was going to be your win condition.
Yeah, exactly. He doesn't mana next turn if he's going to play Malygos, right? So I guess makes sense. Torque doesn't have enough damage. Oh, okay, so that was more than 6 health. That now okay, I was confused when you said that, but now I get it.
Yeah.
Because that can be healed to 5/7.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I don't know why is it so much health? Hard to
It's about Talon Priest.
Okay.
Yeah. And
Makes
so in
sense.
this spot, now
I'm
the
a little
Malygos
tipsy
hits,
right now.
he lands the Moonfire,
Yeah.
and he wouldn't have been able to do this if he did not hero power that last turn.
Super heads up.
So he may
Cool.
actually have won the game from
Yeah.
that single hero power.
Yeah, because the way that you kill Malygos is to just kill with your board. You can't kill with your hand. So
Hearthstone is all luck, right? There's no skill involved, apparently.
That was a great spot. I mean,
Cool
life
play.
total here for Amaz is super comfortable as well.
he doesn't care about his life that much.
As even,
Not over this setup, right?
Even-
Once he swipes, it's gone.
Yeah, even just having like Gadget Zen swipe if he really wants. You know, he can just cycle. Gadget Zen's pretty much almost as difficult to deal with as Malygos,
it's
except for
basically potion,
Dragonfire.
yeah.
So like you're pretty okay with that.
You are welcoming potion in this.
Yeah,
spot.
you're like, you know what? Use your turn playing potion that does nothing to Malygos.
And speaking of potions, that one does nothing to Malygos as well.
Definitely not. Oh my god, I saw some amazing combos with pint size
Well,
potion.
you are about to see about
nice
the most
combos.
amazing combo that's out there.
Swipe.
The Malygos swipe. You might as well play everything here. You lose the swipe anyways.
Yeah, but you can't beat it.
You
It's just
can't
not
beat
happening.
swipes, so you have to just assume that they don't have it.
Oh, hey,
Perfect
innervate,
time.
yeah.
Why not?
Why not? Might as well innervate
Wow,
too.
what a setup here for Amaz. AKAWonder.
Misplay. No innovate first.
No, innervate first.
He could have drawn something that. Oh wait, he was always going to swing phase.
And a Raven Idol as well. The rich get richer at this point. Amaz primed for the
and an
3-0
innovate.
victory.
I want to see if Amaz can win on this
Wow.
turn. Amaz can possibly win on this turn. Just draw 2 Moonfires from the 2
Yeah,
Wild Growths.
Wild Growth here is giving you 3 draws.
Oh my
And just
God.
in case he needed any more, he picks up Aviana Kun for the next turn. There's the
that's
Living
looking good.
Roots. So not enough to kill this turn due to mana considerations, but this is effectively lethal. AKAWonder cannot win from this
Oh,
spot.
there's a swipe as well. Yeah, this has been a pretty incredible performance, to be honest, with this Druid. Very impressive. I think, across all 3 games, you can tell, as you said, Strife, that, like, Amaz has played this deck, right? He's not been told the deck's decent and rocked up with it one day to play. Like, it looks like he's had to put in a fair few games with this and pretty much knows its limits.
Yeah, I don't think there's any one card in Amaz's deck that AKAWonder can do to deal 10 damage. So,
No.
or to deal with this board.
He's not versus Mage. He can get Pyro and then somehow gain all the mana he needs to cast it as well.
Yeah. Well, maybe Mulch, if you got Mulch and then Mulch the Malygos. Didn't get it though. I feel like he died
And then-
anyways. at
And
this
then
point.
Aviana.
Then the auctioneer sits there and he's like,
Yeah.
but my deals, they're so good.
Yeah, and he gets good deals. He'll just play his whole hand the following turn. But we know it's not needed anyway. There's Swipe, there's Living Roots, there's pretty much anything Amaz could want. And this is going to clean up the series 3-0 versus AKAWonder. A small nod from him saying, yeah, okay, that just happened. Like,
Yeah.
not much I can do.
He needed to win really the second game, I think.
Then
was
the
key
Dragon
game.
Warrior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And the fact that he just didn't have the pressure rolling and that Fandral was such an awkward spot for him. I'm curious if that's a spot to look at and wonder if AKAWonder can actually win if he kills the Fandral there. And I think that's part of what he was thinking about the whole time because he's sacrificing so much damage to answer the Fandral.
And board presence. as
Right,
well, because
and that's the thing. Druid, the only way they're handling that board presence well is if they have Swipe. But if Amaz is using Swipe in that spot, that means he's not necessarily comboing Fandral with anything. So that is probably the only spot in the series where I think AKAWonder could have had any real deviation.
Yeah, I mean, Amaz had Nourish. You just go ahead and Nourish and forget about those 3/1/1s and, whatever. It's
Yeah,
fine,
does
right?
that extra pressure win AKAWonder the game sometimes?
I don't think so.
Right, that's
but-
really the
uh-huh.
only spot I could see for it. If you want to head over here, we got the headset. So Amaz,
let's get cozy, guys.
wow, what a victory. Welcome.
Welcome.
So your headset's right there on the corner. 3-0, man. It's got to feel good.
Yep, feels good.
Yeah, representing, repping.
After
this
all
works,
my
this works.
Asian friends
yeah,
lost.
Nice, nice. Good job.
Yeah.
So is there any spot in that match where you felt like you might have been in a dire situation, or was everything pretty much straightforward and cut and dry for you?
I felt pretty comfortable throughout the entire series. I mean, if my Druid lost, it might have been pretty worrisome because my other matchups didn't line up well. But after I banned his Shaman, I know that my Druid was like favored in all the matches, right? And I kind of thought that he was going to lead Warlock first because Warlock was strong against my other two classes. So I was just going to go like, yeah, I just got to win everything with Druid, right? So just start with Druid. And
that seemed to be a pretty good plan. How much practice have you put in with that deck? Because even though Gadgetzan has only been out a few weeks, you know, like that's still a fairly new deck as well, even in comparison. So have you put tons of practice in, or?
No, not really. I mean, there are a lot of decks that have to practice.
Yeah.
And that deck is kind of hard as well. So I don't know.
It looked like you put a lot of practice in because
I guess.
some pretty good plays.
I mean, I hope so. There are so many different things I could have done in the Druid matchups that I wasn't really sure, but I just had to go with like what I thought was best.
Intuition.
Like I seriously don't know if I played that well or not.
Oh, it looked fantastic.
It looked pretty reasonable on our end.
Okay, that's good.
3-0. I wonder if I played it okay.
Like I thought that Naturalize was the best there because he had life tap, so like the number of cards in his hand didn't really matter. And I thought that, you know, there were some amount of bursts with Alex Strauss's champion and Corcoran Elite, and I just didn't want to take that.
Just cut into everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there was even like you played Feral Rage to kill the Buccaneer, like just to make sure that there was literally nothing at all that you could lose to, even in the most sort of obscure circumstance.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think he could have killed me from 11, and if he traded some of my minions, I might go out of steam. I don't know. I was in a very good spot there.
Yeah.
I didn't feel like I needed armor.
Yeah, I don't think you did either. Also, the last thing I want to note is the attack onto the Draconid Operative with your hero power.
Yeah.
That was a brilliant move. How did you spot that?
It was like a lot of mixture of things. It was like, I felt like I didn't really need the health anyways. And, well, I was kind of like, well, if it's at 4 health, then he has to heal the Dragon Operative before trading in, right? So that was perfect. But he got swiped, so I didn't really foresee that. But then it kind of worked out with the Malagos and the Moonfire 6 damage anyways. Yeah, I just felt like the damage in my hero wasn't too relevant. So just went for it.
It's a brilliant move. 3-0, and congratulations. And good luck in the rest of the group.
Cool.
So another match coming up for you guys. We got to go to a quick break. But when we come back, it's more SeatStory Cup. Don't go anywhere.